Hi, and welcome back to the ACT iPad Project Instructional Plan Overview. In this webinar, our focus will be on vocabulary lessons. Just as a review, the ACT iPad Project curriculum is a collection of instructional units which embed relevant, rigorous, empirically researched course objectives into the classroom. The ACT PP lesson structure. ACT rotations will be incorporated within the daily classroom instruction. And what that means is that we have some teachers that are teaching more than one prep, such as ACT Prep, and then we have some that are teaching English 3 that will embed the ACT rotation within their regular classroom instruction. During each rotation, a minimum of 30 minutes should be spent on each ACT activity. At the end of each lesson, the students must log in to their Google accounts to record a summary of what they have done for that day. Again, here's a copy of the ACT rotation calendar that will be given to each teacher that will be embedding the ACT PP rotations into their classroom. Now, let us begin with week 1 of implementation. The first week is devoted to students creating their Google accounts. At this point, all teachers should have created their Google accounts prior to teaching the students. You will also establish procedures and expectations of the students. You will download the required apps, allow the students to do it so they can become more familiar with the iPads and what they are going to be using. They will be also exploring iPads, the required functions that they will need for each program, and reviewing the Quality Core resources that will be shared with all teachers. As stated before, the ACT PP class consists of structured units. And in each unit, we will do a vocabulary study. In this vocabulary study, at least 15 or more words will be given to the teacher so that the students themselves, the teacher is going to become more the facilitator, but the students will do an in-depth study of those terms and then teach it to the class themselves. But to begin, teachers are going to do whole group instruction. And I'm just going to focus in on Unit 1 vocabulary terms so teachers just can see what kind of words are going to be given: jaded, simulate, transcend, as you see, intercede. And those, again, those words will be broken up into groups, will be given to the students. They're going to be broken up into groups so they can do an in-depth study on each word. To begin, teachers will begin with whole group instruction, and they will do a introduction of each term and a broad overview of what each word means. Remember, teachers, you're going to do more of a facilitation during the word study, but you will begin in whole group study where you would do an introduction of each word and a broad overview of what each term means. Once you have done that, students will be broken up into group 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it will consist of 4 groups. If you do not have enough students to do at least 4 groups, at least do 2 or 3. Gonna focus in a little bit so you can see what the students are going to be doing. In group 1, the students will be taking apart the word. So they will be doing an in-depth study on the meaning of the word based off of the roots and the bases of the word, the prefixes, and the suffixes. Students will also given a sample, give sample words that have similar meanings to each word given. Group 2 will be doing a vocabulary in context. They're going to be using visuals such as illustrations, charts, graphs, captions. You can use newspaper clippings, pictures, whatever it takes for the students to present the word to the students using context clues. Group 3 will be doing analogies where they would do word relationship studies. They will be doing comparisons with other like terms so the students can learn more of what the word means. And then lastly, group 4 will be giving passages that will be using those vocabulary terms at the top, and they will construct a picture that describes the meaning of the words. They will use key vocabularies to explain the main idea of the passage, make inferences, talk about the author's tone, and more as needed, as teachers see that are needed for students to understand passages using those terms. And again, at the end of each of those activities, the students will present their projects or their final product to the class and teach the students about those words that they have been given. And then at the end of each class, again, the students are going to do a summary of what they have learned on that day in Google Docs. The last two pages that you will see will be additional resources that can be used within the ACT PP class. This is an ACT vocabulary study where the students can write down their vocabulary word, write the definition of the term, draw a picture of what it looked like or something that relates to it, and then they can draw an example of how it be used in the real world or write a sentence about the vocabulary term. This is also another resource, an ACT vocabulary frame, where students can use these to kind of just learn more about the word and what it means, such as like prediction. And then in the left-hand corner, they write a silly sentence about what the word means. Kind of let's have some fun about it. In the right-hand corner, they will write the word's definition. Of course, the word goes in the center itself. In the lower right-hand corner, they draw a graphic or a picture, some type of graphic or picture of what the word means. And then, of course, in the that was in the left hand, they're going to write a sentence of the sentence that uses the definition of the word. And that concludes our webinar 2 that kind of goes over and goes over what is going to be expected in the first week and how we're going to do our ACT vocabulary word study. Thank you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email our ACT team at lterrance, LTERRANCE, at ebrschools.org, and we'll be gladly and ready to support you. Thanks. Have a great day.